Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's Brad from Local E. I am here on the phone with the Raskal, Jacob Bryan, of many facets of many different things. I'll let you kind of explain that. Explain who the Raskal is and how you became about and take us back a little history of what you got going on.
Okay. Well, first off, the name Raskal is a childhood name. I've had it since I was 13. I was kind of a wild kid, always getting into mischief, so I was labeled Raskal, and I started rapping at age 16, and once I realized I could do it, I started writing more rhymes, and then I actually came up with the name The Raskal. And back in 2000, went on the radio, did the Rap Attack, won the battle for 25 weeks straight.
Awesome.
Yeah. Retired, came back, won it for another 5 weeks straight, and then I retired again. So basically, from the first time I ever competed, I won for 30 weeks straight, and started recording my first album. Started doing big shows with Nelly, Snoop Dogg, Ludacris, DJ Quick, E40, and basically started doing the whole music thing full time rather than a hobby. And put out several albums, did countless shows and runs across the West Coast, and I gave it up, focused on my family, and then I got back into it and put out a few more albums and met Jonathan Russell, and we formed Lethal Injection, and we recorded one song, and from there, the rest is history. We finished the album. We've done several shows since January, and just keeping it pushing. We're very blessed.
Awesome.
Several music videos, and released a full-length album and an EP as well.
So who were some of your childhood idols that got you interested into doing the performing in the hip hop?
I was very influenced by Tupac, House of Pain, Ice Cube. Honestly, the West Coast movement. And I grew up listening to rock, so I was always a rock fan. I grew up, listening to like Metallica, Scorpions, Megadeth.
Nice.
And as far, honestly, the majority of my influence will probably come from the hip-hop element.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I've heard a lot of your stuff, and you always bring a lot to the table. You're definitely a music front man, and you put all your energy into it. So tell me a little bit about Rough Life Records. What's Rough Life Records all about?
I got signed to my first deal in 2001, and after 6 months, the deal went sour. We didn't like the way they operated. We felt that they were basically a money-hungry label, and I left the label and decided in 2001 that I was going to go ahead and start my own label, which was Rough Life. And basically, I never really looked at Rough Life being anything more than a record label that represented myself and my clique. And throughout the years, I realized that there's a lot of talent that they need help. They don't have direction, they don't have the finances, they don't have the resources. So over the years, we've actually evolved into a legitimate label, and we're still expanding, we're still growing, and we're not stuck in any class. We have genres, we have rock bands signed.
Who are a couple of the acts that you have on your label?
Currently, we have Mr. Little One, YB, which is spelled YBE, High Rise One, which is HIRISE, and then the number 1. Myself, the Raskal, Lethal Injection, and our new project, which is a crossover like Blink 182 meets rap, which is called Meltdown.
Oh, interesting. Very interesting. So I also was reading that you just recently, I think it was last year, you won the West Coast Artist of the Year for the Underground Music Awards in New York.
Yes, sir. That was, last year, 2015.
Yeah, how was that? Tell us a little bit about that experience.
I got nominated, and I'll be honest, I didn't think there was any chance I could win, being in Tucson, and, there's so much talent on the West Coast and the Southwest. We posted on social media, we put the word out, and, like I said, I really didn't think I had a chance to win it, and I guess a lot of people got behind me more than I had ever imagined, and I was shocked. I got the phone call, and they told me that I had won the award, and they shipped me the award. They did a press release, posted it all online, and it was amazing. I don't even really know. It was unexpected to be nominated, and it was extremely unexpected to actually win.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Amazing. It was an amazing feeling and a great accolade. Something that I will remember for not just my entire music career, but my entire life.
So, as far as albums for the Raskal, what do you have? You have like several albums out. I know that you have a brand new mixtape that's out, the Basement Chronicles. Tell me a little bit about that.
The Basement Chronicles is 15 songs. It's a lot of, I wouldn't say old Raskal music, but older stuff that's already been released. Basically, I put the mixtape out. It was the first mixtape and probably my only mixtape I ever released. I just put it out for free to give back to my fans and my supporters so they don't have to spend money. A lot of people, my fans are very loyal and they're very dedicated. And they support me through all of my journeys, and I wanted to give back to them and release some new material as well as some of my older stuff that maybe they didn't have the money to purchase. So I just put it out there, not as a marketing tool like most people do. I put it out there personally for my followers, just so they could have something for free that they can enjoy.
Yeah, for sure.
Quality album.
Very, very awesome. And then you have a show coming up on August 12th with Mr. Lil One. Can you tell me a little bit more about what's going on with that? That's in Tucson, I believe, correct?
Yes. It's at the Rock. Mr. Lil One is one of the pioneers of the Chicano rap movement. He's a West Coast legend. I mean, he's sold tons and tons of records over his career. He's never been to Tucson in his 20-year career, so, since he's on my label, him and I had a conversation, and I told him, hey, I think it would be a good look. You just released your new album, The Hooligan. We should at least get you down in Tucson, so that way, you could benefit for several reasons. Number one, it's your first time here. Secondly, you have a new album to promote. And thirdly, Tucson's got a great local scene, as you know, and putting talented local acts helps with getting the venue more people.
No, for sure. That's how they make their money.
Absolutely. We wanted just to get him down here just as a starting point, so the community knows that he's back. He's got a new album, and that he's going to continue to do shows. So it just creates awareness that he's back and back in motion doing things.
Awesome. That is awesome. So that's August 12th, and that's at the Rock, right?
Yes.
That's very cool, man. I don't think I'm going to quite be in town, but sounds like it's going to be an awesome show. And you do a lot of collaboration. I think hip hop has a little bit more collaboration going on than the rock and rolls and all that. But I think with a lot of the crossover stuff going on, you do a lot of collaboration with different musicians. In your opinion, how important is it to collaborate with other musicians, and why is it important?
I think it's extremely important because it shows unity, which, as you know, the music industry is lacking unity. It's everybody for themselves. It's extremely cutthroat more than ever. Everybody's got their hand out. So I think networking with other artists in any genre, for that matter, is extremely important because it shows unity. It shows, versatility, and it brings something exciting to listeners that they might not have quite expected. You know what I mean? They might not ever think that, a certain artist would be doing a crossover into another genre or working with artists that are in another state. So I think it's extremely important. I think there needs to be more of it. And, not to use other people's names to benefit it. Like I said, the reason I think collaborations are important is for the unity aspect and showing that people can be versatile and work with others and strive for the same goal, and that's just putting out quality music.
Yeah, and I think at the same time it opens the minds of different genres, people who follow different types of music who may have not say I'm not going to give this specific genre a time of day, but when their favorite artist does some kind of work with that genre, it kind of opens that up to open that spirit up to go, hey, look, there's good stuff in all these genres of music, and everybody has something to offer.
And you hit it on the head. I mean, in all honesty, it's funny because we were driving back to Tucson today after doing this little run that we just did, and I was talking to Jonathan. I actually have 4 bands right now, metal bands, that want to feature from me. So that kind of shows you, that made me feel really good because I'm like, as you know, this is a new genre to me to be performing in, and the fact that we've been so well embraced, and that metal bands are reaching out, not for my singer, they're reaching out for the rapper. I mean, that makes me feel amazing. It's just, like you said, it's the evolving of music and the branching out and people going, you know what? There's no limits to music anymore. We can do whatever we want with whoever we want. As long as it's good music, it'll be accepted by a lot, by the masses, honestly.
Oh yeah, exactly. And speaking of good music, we got the brand new Sex Money Power coming out it's out right now from Lethal Injection, and that Lethal Injection is a collaborative effort. You've got quite a few people from different local bands, plus you have some other people that have appeared on the album. Can you tell us a little bit more about Sex, Money, and Power?
Yeah, it's exactly what you said. It's a crossover project. It's rap with metal, screams as well as melodies. It's a very well-rounded, unique project, and we have guest features from Tech-9, Twista, Crooked Eye, Hannibal Leck, as well as some of the locals like Stack Styles, and it's an amazing project that, without sounding cocky, I am probably most proud of this album because of what we just talked about, the two worlds coming together and just how flawlessly it was put together. It was magic, to be honest. I mean, if I had to sum up that Sex, Money, Power album in one word, I would say magic, because we wrote it immediately, and we didn't really study it. We wrote a lot of the lyrics when we weren't with each other, and they fit perfectly like we wrote them together.
That's awesome.
It was just an amazing experience. Very, very satisfied with the product, and we're just extremely blessed and humbled by the response we've gotten from it. It shows you that anything can be done in music, and rap metal it's coming back, and it's coming back very heavy.
Yes, it is.
Or doing more of it now.
So who is the current lineup with Lethal Injection right now?
It's myself on vocals, Jonathan Russell on vocals, Jesse Espich on guitars, Lawrence McIntyre on guitars, Luis Rodriguez on bass, and James Ringstrom on drums.
Awesome. That's awesome. You guys are really taking the world by storm, and getting out there and showing people how it's done. And you have a show coming up here in September, a pretty big show with Tech-9. Tell me a little bit about your relationship with Tech-9 and how you guys are able to get on these extremely popular shows.
Oh, like I said, we have a feature from Tech-9. He's one of my idols. He's definitely one of the greats of all time, and we respect him. We were blessed to be able to take Verbal Warfare and convert it to a Lethal Injection song and make it work so well. And to be honest, we were kind of shocked that we landed the Tech-9 show. I simply hit up the promoter and asked if Lethal Injection could be on the show, and he said, let me double check and see if Tech-9 will approve a live band. And with our history in such a short time, with our following and everything that's been going on, the reception we've got, we were approved for the show immediately. We're actually the headlining local band. There's locals before us. We're the top. We have the longest set, and we're basically the headliner of the Tucson scene.
Now, the question I have is, do you think that there's a possibility that because he did a little collaboration with you on the album, that he may, make an appearance during your set?
Unlikely, but that would be amazing.
Wouldn't it though?
We would love for that to happen, but Tech Nine, reserved person, he kind of, he has his routine before every show. He kind of stays to himself, so the chances of that happening are very slim, but they would be mind blowing if we could pull that off.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Well, thank you very much. I want to, thanks again. That's the Tech Nine show. You got August 12th. You got the Raskal over at the Rock with Lil One. You've got do you have any Lethal Injection shows coming up before the September show?
And I'm going to go ahead and tell you now, we're not allowed to announce it until tomorrow, but since the magazine is going to come out after tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're actually on tour with Head PE from August 20th till September 14th.
Oh, that is going to be awesome.
And we are main support for that tour as well.
That's very cool. Well, I want to thank you very much for taking the time to give me a little update on what's been going on in the Raskal and the Lethal Injection and the Rough Life, things that you have happening. I appreciate you taking the time, and go check out the Raskal, Lethal Injection, any of the projects that Jacob's got going on, and the Rascal's a part of, because I think that's awesome. I know our local readers and people who are following what we're doing are definitely following what you're doing, and they see you guys are like a shining example of how to get it done. So I want to thank you very much again for taking the time to speak with me today.
No, thank you very much, Brad. I respect what you do. I just want to say this on record or off record, however you want to put it, man, that I'm impressed with your magazine. It's amazing. I just looked at the Stack Styles issue, and I was completely floored.
Oh, well, thank you, man.
Journalism at its finest, man. Your magazine is amazing. I am very honored to be part of your movement with you as well, and I will do everything I can to help create awareness for your magazine.
Awesome. I appreciate that, and I'll do the same for your projects as well, man.
I see that, man, and we appreciate it more than you know, man. You're a great guy, and we know you're a hard worker, and your magazine is impressive. I'm absolutely floored at how well you put your magazines together.
Well, thank you very much, sir. and I feel the same about you and your music and what you've done for the hip hop scene and the rock scene in Tucson and around the country. Wherever you go, you spread that message. So awesome.
I appreciate it.
Well, you have a great day, and I'll hit you up with the link when this is all up online.
All right, sounds good, my man. I really appreciate it.
All right, you have a good day.
You too.
Bye.